everyone tuned.
You are listening to the Lucha Central Podcast Network. And now, LuchaCentral.com presents Masks, Mats, and Mayhem.
I can all write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Welcome to another edition of Masks, Mats, and Mayhem. I'm your host, Justin Outlaw Harvey. You can find me on social media at JustinHarvey75. You can find the entire show all over social media at MMMshow75. And big ups to our man Tony Allen over there, who's that way, Tony Allen, diagonal. Because he's been busting out some great clips, and the people seem to really be enjoying them. And let us know what you guys think of the clips and what little segments from the show you'd like to see on social media, especially those diehards that are watching the whole shebang. And over there, Meefloaf, across the pond, are you awake? Sweet.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were there for a second.
I like that everyone was commenting on your whispering, your angry whispering.
Yeah. I got to angry whisper.
Kids in the house, man. He doesn't want to wake them up. He wants to be fired up and he wants to yell at all of you people, but he doesn't want to wake up the kids. So
no, if they wake up, I'll have them on here screaming, and then we'll see.
Yeah. See, none of us want that. But everyone seemed to love your clip, me.
Oh, good.
I'm surprised anyone understood it with all of the bleeps that Tony had to put into that clip.
Yeah, I didn't drop the C-bomb for a change. Always nice.
Well, there was a clean version, and there was the uncensored version.
I have to tell you, Tony, I listened to the uncensored one, and I was offended, so I couldn't.
I bet.
Howdy, Rebecca. Howdy, Brent. And most importantly, howdy, Jimmy. What's going on, Jimmy?
Hey, what? It's been 2 months or something like that. I don't even know anymore. You know, I did a show last night over for the guys at Lazy Booking Podcast TV. I figured, you know what? I should actually just do one recording for you guys. It's been a while.
Podcast week for Jimmy. Hey, we love it. Well, we're glad to have you around. Where's JT? Is JT coming? We're too early for him this time.
Probably. I don't know.
He probably thinks it finishes at 4.
He talked to us during today, so I don't know.
Well, come on through, JT, if you feel like it. You don't have to come on time. We don't care around here. Just pop on in. Anyway, I'll tell you what. So, me and Tony and the Meefster over there, we watched. How many hours of Full Gear did we watch?
Oh Jesus, I don't know. 25 probably in one day.
For myself, I've tapped out.
Guys, isn't the show still going on?
Yeah.
Moxley's still got someone in a rest hold forking them. So
I liked it by the end of it. It was weird. Like, I was kind of hate watching it for a little while, but then like halfway through it, I was kind of realizing that, oh yeah, in my mind, good things are actually building up. Like, I'm actually enjoying some of the things that are happening. Now, my criticism after the fact is, did it take me too long? Did I have to wade through too much crap? Like, what was that Kyle O'Reilly match there for? Like, there were certain things where I just, at the end of the day, I was like, I don't need this in my life. What were you saying, Tony?
No, I was just laughing.
Oh,
Honestly, it makes you appreciate these 4 or 5 match WWE PLEs.
No, and I'm
really
certain. I'm certain I don't have any. I don't have any like prostate problems because I didn't go to the bathroom once, so like I'm good on that end.
But also at the same time, I can't like when Tony Khan says that he is trying to give people bang for their buck. He is really one of the last few real pay-per-view tickets out there. Like when I watch boxing and I pay for it, I'm kind of pissed because you're really paying for one fight. Most times in boxing now, there's not much on the undercard, and then the ones that have had good undercards have actually been the Netflix fights, which is weird to me because those are the ones that I'm not paying extra for. But I can appreciate that Tony wants to give me more bang for my buck, but like, let's take two of these matches away, maybe. Anyway, so
are we
my
counting
big
the pre-show?
yeah, where's Byron? Because Byron should be in on this too. Byron, get your butt over here.
Yeah, but
Byron,
isn't it like when you go to a festival? That's what I felt that it was. Like when you go to a festival and there is a whole bunch of bands and some of them are like very cheaty and all of them are like really good. And yes, you go for the top headliners, but then you find like one surprising one that is like really good. Maybe it did not really happen like that. The matches that we thought were gonna be good were the matches that were good, and then the rest were just there. So yeah, I guess.
Well, I want to talk about the Moxley Samoa Joe situation, but because Byron's not here, I'm going to talk about Brock Lesnar first. I'm going to talk about Botch Lesnar because
how come this is so okay? Go, let's do it. Like, how come this is news? This is
was he working for Lucha Underground as a cameraman? That's the question. Because that was
it's kind of a Titus moment.
All right.
But here's the thing. So, I'm sorry, Byron's texting me. It ruins Brock Lesnar for me because he broke character a little bit.
Now the other problems we have with that ruins Brock Lesnar for you? Okay, wait, hold on.
But that's the whole thing. Like, he's already hateable in real life to a certain extent. Like, he's already half canceled, but still getting a job. And all of a sudden, he's like the jovial guy putting the hat on Braun Breaker, which was equally as bad as the fall. And guys, Pyro is blowing him up.
And this is the guy who 2 months ago completely squashed John Cena for no reason.
Yeah.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, this is supposed to be some indestructible monster, awful human being that we're just supposed to hate. That we know is going to get forced down our throats for at least the next 6 months. And then, like, he looks like he should be a clown in AAA. Like, what's going on? I don't know how this works for anybody, and I don't know how I feel going into Survivor Series. So my real question for you guys is, does the minus aura on Botch Lesnar ruin Survivor Series for you, or does it just not matter?
I mean, I don't think it really matters. Let's be honest, it's Lesnar, which means one of two things normally when he does a big PLE. He either curtain jerks so he can get the hell out of there, or he main events because he's, a main event talent. So basically, he's going to come in as the last heel in the War Games match and just wreck shop.
The last real heel.
No, nice callback.
Shout out to J-Man and Urban.
But yeah, he'll come in and clean house before Roman comes in as the last face.
It'd be interesting. I'm interested to see how he works with him in that cage. That's about it.
Oh, someone's going through it. Brock is most likely going to be the one to take someone through it somehow.
I think you got to give that spot to Braun Breaker. I think he puts Brock through the cage with a spear.
He got the hat, so that's his spot now. He's the
I think he turns on Brock Lesnar and puts him through the cage, and everything falls apart.
I'm really glad Brock did that to Braun.
Well, now they got to do something because that was just stupid. That was stupid.
I mean, the thing is, will Bronson take a big spot in this match because he broke both of his ankles last year. Someone else has got to take the big spot, not Bronson.
Remember when we watched that live and we were all like, "Yeah, his legs are gone."
True.
It was horrific.
Well, I'm absolutely not watching Survivor Series because of Brock Lesnar. Like, the only thing that I care about is Cena and Dominic Mysterio. So,
and even that,
I think we're losing. Are you guys losing me, or am I losing Justin?
I think we all lost Justin.
I will say that I'm pretty sure the match order for the show, and correct me if I'm wrong, but there are only 4 matches on the card.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, so basically, I think everyone knows that the way it's going to go is women's War Games, then Cena and Dom, then Steph and Nikki, then the men's War Games.
I reckon Steph and Nikki might be the first match. Or pre-show it.
No, they got to separate the War Games matches.
True.
Yeah, probably that's true.
So
And
maybe
you got to
Nikki,
go
then
women's, men's. Yeah. Unless they throw a curveball and start off with the men's games, but I doubt it.
They can still add something on Friday, so they might make it like 5 or 6 matches. But I don't think that's going to happen. But it will be. It's a possibility because I mean it is 4 matches, so it's going to be like a hour and a half. Well, it probably can, I guess.
I mean, SmackDown itself is probably only going to be like, like half of the show is going to be the men's Survivor Series match. So they're really whittling down the amount of matches this weekend, which, hey, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Depends if they then decide to do a filler.
Yeah, whatever doesn't make it on a SmackDown, if they want to throw it on Survivor Series, sure. But you have a lot of the big acts in the men's Survivor Series match already. So I don't think that, since that match is happening on SmackDown, I don't think much is going to make it onto the actual Survivor Series show itself. Because
I was talking to Byron earlier today, and I was like, what if we do the watch along this time for a Survivor Series? And I was like, because now it's only 4 matches. And he's like, oh, I might be able to manage that amount of time.
And the show's not going to go any longer than 3.5 hours compared to 7 hours of.
It might not even be that long. There was one of them that was like 2 hours and 40 minutes or whatever. It was like the Netflix Raw episode.
Listen, the 40 over guy in me right now is so happy that these 4 match pay-per-views on a Saturday night, especially on holiday weekend, are happening. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I think that's going to be our... I think it's going to be easier to watch along if we do that in any case, because, people did enjoy it. I just think people left because it was midnight in some parts of America. So
it was lunchtime in the UK.
People left and some people out and whatever. It's like,
oh, we keep losing Justin.
Did we lose Tony? There's
no. We keep losing you.
No, it's you who. It's somebody got to text him because I don't think he can.
It's like.
Yeah.
Hold on.
The buffering outlaw over here. But honestly, like, I'm pretty good watching that. I'm gonna feel good watching that show. It's only gonna be like a couple hours. Yeah, like the fact that this is following Full Gear Weekend, you're gonna notice the vast difference.
Well, that's gonna be the main. That's gonna be like the main difference, and spectacle wise too, right? Because whereas you go to AEW for all this amount of matches, and then you get like the payoff at the very end. In WWE, you're just gonna get 4 matches, and supposedly we're gonna get to the point real quick. And then we're gonna get like, I'm sure we're gonna get some kind of reference to Stranger Things and stuff like that, because that's what's happening right now as well.
I mean, very much. It's very possible. I mean,
oh god,
I feel like
don't say that, Tony. There'll be a fucking LCD ring.
What do you mean? No, of course.
The question is, will it happen because it's on ESPN? I mean, granted, it's on Netflix worldwide.
That's my point. I'm gonna get it on Netflix. I'm gonna be watching it on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, same here.
You know what's gonna happen, don't you?
Wait, what do you wink? Somebody just send me VPNs sponsor us. We're open for business.
And honestly, let's be honest.
I found one thing I want to sponsor us.
I will save a bunch of time and
desperate
watch
for a
it.
coffee
Oh
maker.
wow, Brent just like hating on the pay-per-view. Seriously, Brent, you're not interested about watching the Cena and Dominic match? I know I'm personally invested. I've been pushing for it for like 3 weeks already. But that is my main attraction for this.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't
let's
think-
look at it this way. We're basically looking at Cena's last PLE match, which is probably the main thing everyone's looking at. And then the War Games matches that are basically going to be compared to, for better for worse, the Blood and Guts matches that happened a couple weeks ago.
But how can they be compared? Like I don't see anybody bleeding buckets.
I mean, they definitely won't be blood-wise. No, it's not going to match, but they're going to try to outdo them with the weapons and the spots at least.
Okay, so
there could be a little bit of blood. We've seen more blood.
do you think the women will have blood like that? I think that's been like the defining line here.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. You know, like maybe it's not decided upon by the producers, but maybe the talent in the ring will decide, hey, you know what this match could use?
A little bit of color. Yeah.
Rhea's nose is bound to explode.
Oh wow.
It's crazy that it's another War Games
I
match
was
where
just-
she has a broken nose.
I see her with a mask on.
What is that, Justin? Justin needs to move
I was
back
breaking
to
up.
America and get some internet.
How south in the deep south is just.
Well, not on the home Wi-Fi. I'm on Wi-Fi that got 700 people on it right now.
That's right.
Do it.
Yeah, so
It's like
I'm more interested in hanging out with the fellas. Oh, thank you. Well, I guess now we're gonna have to do it. Well, if you people join us on Saturday, because now apparently I'm gonna have to do it. I will do a chewy, but I will do it my own twist on it. I already got the beer. I'm not gonna do it tonight because I'm sleepy AF. You guys, I had one of those days, so so I'm just trying to survive it, if you know what I mean. But I will be doing a treat. And anybody can join in. Oh wow, we just like completely lost this guy. This is a technical difficult episode.
I mean, I won't be a part of the watch along, but I will definitely be watching at least.
Yeah. Well, Brent apparently, I remember people hated Cena and booed him out of the building for years. Now they all love him because he is leaving.
Hey, listen, you don't know what you got till it's gone.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the whole point of this.
Also, hindsight being 2020, you can look at the past with rose-colored glasses, and as tired as we were that Cena was being pushed to the moon as Super Cena, as someone said online, some of the best moments in wrestling were when you were booing Cena.
Mm-hmm. And also the thing is what else would they have done? Like during that era, Jesus Christ, who else would they put the belt on?
Yeah, there was also
Did you
someone
wanna
else
see The
they
Miz
were
every week?
booing. There was someone else they were booing over the last few years who now everyone just like goes crazy for, and his name is Roman Reigns.
Oh well, but that's how it goes. Like I think that's like kind of a formula with WWE, right? Like you just they were also hating and booing a guy that's now the champion now. So like like Punk. So they were booing because he was in the other company. So now everybody loves him. So it's the same thing.
Or even with
with
Dom. Dom was so good as a heel that people couldn't even boo him anymore. I mean, still are, but you're hearing Dirty Dom chants every show now.
I feel like they went back to booing him this time though, and it felt good to actually get his real heel heat back this season. I don't know. I kind of liked it because I feel like it was getting a little too.
This is.
Well,
This
we
is the
almost
problem
got a
with
full
American
sentence
crowds.
out of
We almost got a full
Justin. That was damn it. That was so
The
close.
American crowds don't know how to behave.
Oh well.
They don't. They're part of the show.
Are you referring to the
Understand?
people in the continent or the United States of America? No, I'm kidding.
Oh yes. Sorry, I apologize, Tony.
I-
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because
Then I'll get
if
inferred in this
if
conversation.
that's the case, Ethan Page is the champion of all of North America. So
The
well,
I
get me started
I
with that guy in
give
the.
the colour just so to keep them happy. You see. If you don't call, because America's the world, isn't it? Remember that.
America is. Have you ever remember that Simpsons episode when Homer is like has a shirt that says, we're like the United States is eating the world. Like,
But the thing is the fans just they've got a job at the show. We all know feelings. We all know these things, and we all pop the things. Yeah. if you watch when they come to Europe or they go to anywhere else in North America or Central America, let's just go there, and South America, it's just,
That's
the Americas is
why
a continent.
that's
But-
why all the shows, all the PLEs that are outside of the US are the best ones to watch.
Yeah,
Of course,
because
yeah, yes. They are.
they boo like hell and give a thing, but they're laughing as well because we all know we're part of the gig. You know, we're part of to put on the best show.
Okay, before we move on, I would like. Do you guys notice a difference when AEW's Grand Slam Mexico to a normal show? Because I was there, so I don't know. I mean, I lived the whole experience, which was beautiful. Let me tell you. But did you guys saw a difference on TV? Did you guys even watch? That was the question.
I did not.
You didn't watch?
That's surprising.
Yeah. Okay.
Unfortunately,
There's
I didn't
AEW.
watch either. I've not been keeping very much with wrestling. I'll look at the results, but I haven't been able to watch. Like me watching tonight is probably the first full show I've watched in like a few weeks now, out of any company.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I thought it was different just because of the whole Mystico part when everybody was singing along, which was probably one of the coolest things that I have ever experienced in wrestling, like ever. And I've been to a bunch of stuff. I mean, not as much as you guys, because you know.
Oh, did he come out with his proper entrance?
Huh? Yes.
Did he come out with his
yeah,
okay.
that thing is. I had grown men crying, man. That was amazing. Like, 55-year-olds crying to a such a sentimental song just because he was coming to the ring. It was amazing. But anyways, talking about Mexico, talking about companies that are rival of CMLL. I'm terrible at these segues. AAA is now. Thank you, Justin. Yeah, well, for that you got internet. Thank you. AAA has now a contract with Fox. Now I gotta say, there's like 3 different Fox in Mexico. There's Fox Sports Mexico, Fox Deportes, and Fox Tubi Deportes. I'm not certain of that one.
And which one is doing stuff with AEW?
Fox Sports Mexico is doing, but they have both. They have WWE and they have. You remember, guys? I sent you a photo that I was in the gym and AEW was on it. That's Fox Sports Mexico. So.
And why don't they call it Zorro?
What? I need
Fox
subtitles.
is Zorro, isn't it, in Spanish?
No, Zorra, no, way, no mames. No.
No mames, way.
No mames, güey. No, so that is a serious push from WWE/AAA to take cover. I think you look amazing right now, Justin. If you want to have a go, please do it.
So my real thing is like, this is why they bought the company in the first place, right? To actually to branch out. So I feel like it's a good sign. And I'm curious to know if this is going to impact what AEW has been doing in Mexico, because they've been kind of trying to reach into the market. But it's so weird to me because it's like for the last 15 years, we've been asking for this stuff to happen. And now somehow it's all happening at once. And I don't know how I feel about it. Like when I saw that billboard and I'm looking at it and yeah, Mr. Iguana right out front, but then everything else feels so WWE. And then at the top, you've got Hunter and Sean and Triple H instead of Borash and Conan and Dorian. And Dorian's a character on TV right now and he's not on there. Conan is still a draw in Mexico and he's not on this billboard. Like, are these guys getting pushed out already? I'm just curious, like if and I knew that was going to happen. So very mixed feelings about the whole thing, and I don't know how to feel about it.
I mean, remember, Triple H has to be in everything now. I don't know where the rule came from, but he's got to be in everything now. Remember that tribute video to Cena? You have to have Triple H in it.
And I think I will get to what you said. I promise, but I think the biggest issue here is, so we have to understand that CMLL is not AEW as AAA, it's WWE, right? Where is CMLL's move to be part of this? Like, where is their TV contract? Now, AEW went out from being on basic cable on Warner Brothers, Latin America. I think it was, I forget the name of the channel, but it's like the comparative to TBS. I think it's the Warner Network or something like that. And then they went on to Space, which is actually a very popular channel on basic cable in Mexico. And then they went to Space on YouTube, which still was very good because they were doing amazing numbers. I remember being on the chat, and it was like a lot of numbers. It was a lot of people there. And then from that, they went to VIX for a couple of months, and then they disappeared. And now they finally seem to have some stability with Fox Sports Mexico. And I don't know exactly how this is going to play out because there's a lot of legal stuff going on with Fox in Mexico. Basically because the American company is trying to take over the Mexican company, which, I mean, that's just how things are apparently now. I think this is a bigger problem for AEW CMLL because I don't think CMLL is putting their foot on any kind of television or any kind of like distribution for the show. Hey, Byron, how you doing? Are you up to date to what we're talking about? Or do you want?
Yeah.
The
WWE program on Mexican TV and how they're going to end up with probably a better TV deal than AEW in the long run, even though it kind of looks like a main event program from WWE.
Yes, yeah. All that when you say
hopefully
Mexico,
it's better, but
Is main event? Where's main event even on TV?
Main event is not on TV.
Then maybe it's the new main event.
Main event was, I don't know. Main event was on like Peacock, but I know it's syndicated outside of the US. I just don't know where.
Wait, I thought it was on. I thought it was on NBC. No, is it not on NBC? What have I been lied to? Okay.
WWE's got 20,000.
Saturday night's main
TV
event
deals.
was on NBC and then on Peacock. But,
That's right.
But they have the weekly show Main Event, which is the one that I was talking about.
They took Saturday night off of NBC.
It's a Peacock exclusive event now.
Oh, that sucks for them.
Well, I thought so. Cena's match. Okay, we're getting sidetracked majorly here, but so Cena's last match is not going to be on Open Television.
I don't believe so. Correct. Someone in the chat correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that Saturday night's main event is now Peacock exclusive event.
Wow. Well,
similar to like a previous PLE.
So I think so. Okay, we'll check on that. But to Justin's point, they have to put the most recognizable people on it. I understand that. Yes, we're getting Conan pushed aside or whatever for Triple H, but I think in their view they gotta put all that people because they gotta show it as a. The way that I looked at it, it was like this is the brand new AAA, you know. So I think that's why they did that. I know it sounds like counter to what we would like to.
Earn, mate. The Earn didn't even get on there.
Who?
Maricela wasn't even there with the Earns.
Well,
she could be the new Paul Bearer, mate.
Well, I think a lot of people. I'm not speaking for myself, but I think a lot of people kind of wanted to move on from all of that. I know I've heard a lot of it. Also, something that was like very prevalent during the AEW Grand Slam Mexico show is that people were wearing shirts that said, using the logos for CMLL and AAA, that AAA was selling the culture. So,
yeah. See, the problem is AAA's very existence was because Antonio Pena was at CMLL and they wouldn't listen to him about his ideas about taking the product forward. And he managed to get investors or whatever, leave and create AAA. So he could make a more Americanized product.
No, yeah. I mean,
so like, I get the premise with AAA, but AAA has always been the in-between company trying to be more American. any.
I think though that the
in its-
concern
in
though
its-
is always
in
going to be
produ-
there.
presentation.
And-
Oh yeah, I get that.
You know, that's
I'm
the
just
thing.
saying
It's one of those things. Like it's more like what people feel more than what it is. You know,
If they bought CMLL and were doing this to CMLL, then yeah, riot, cause pure absolute mayhem, and I don't want to see AAA damage because I have obviously.
Well, it was
towards
just
that
a
company,
lateral
but-
move. Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah.
They moved from being like WWE. It was like WWE light. Now they are WWE. But the point is I think that what concerns Justin, who at the moment cannot speak anymore, it's
yeah, I
that
think technical issues, but he's going to probably be back on twice.
it's that is this no longer the Mexican company? And look, I mentioned this before. I think we talked about this way before, that if I continue to see American, WWE champions in the Mexican division of WWE, then is no longer the Mexican division of WWE. So
Yeah,
I don't even think that putting the people in power and position on the poster makes a difference at this time.
I mean, honestly, it really is just NXT now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I will buy that shirt. Yeah, I guess I don't know. I think that's.
Well, wrestling is like a generational fandom where you remember the first show that your parents brought you to, that, and then you go and you bring your kids to it. And that's how WWE probably up until now has made the bread and butter. And that's how I think a lot of wrestling has done, because it's such a communal experience. And so when we saw this, I mean, this is a thing that happened in the 4 seasons of Lucha Underground, to bring it back to what we started doing our show even about. It's the show Lucha Underground brought back that feeling for so many people in the Los Angeles community who would go to the or the Southern California community who went to the live shows, and it brought back their love for Lucha. And then slowly over the course of the 4 seasons, they fell back out of it, because then they saw, and we can talk about where the story was supposed to end, but they saw the gentrification of it. And if it went to season 5, which I wish it did, it would have had a happy ending, at least before the end of the season, because then you need a cliffhanger. But that's just what we're seeing now with AAA. We have a bunch of people who grew up, it's in their family. It's like your dad's a Yankees fan, you're a Yankees fan, and your grandpa's a Yankees fan.
Actually, my dad.
Sorry
was
to pick
the
one of the worst
I'm
teams
a Red
to be a
Sox
fan.
So
Red Sox, yeah.
There you go.
So,
yes, that's the kind of.
So like
that's the kind of child that I was, Jimmy.
Something more relatable.
Byron,
You grew up a Red Sox fan, and so you're worried about losing
relatable. Baseball's relatable. It's
yes,
round
to people that were born in this side of the of the world. Yes, that's what we're talking about. You are the minority here.
It's only game that can be longer than.
You want me to talk about football?
Football.
What, you want me to say words like Leeds and Arsenal? I don't know what those mean.
I don't want you to mention Leeds to me.
One of them means lake, doesn't it? Anyways, Justin is Juan Outlaw.
So
seriously, yeah. I don't know how.
Juan.
He's not even the. Oh my God, John is. Never mind. Go ahead.
I told you.
Yeah.
NXT.
Hey, I heard this guy
Justin,
did the vignettes on the Underground.
As an example, my name is Joe John William Richard Barker. It is
actually your name.
Jose Juan Guillermo Ladrador.
That's the actual. There is a Justino in Spanish.
Is there?
Okay, so we didn't get him back. Oh God!
You hurt his feelings, and he left.
I know.
By the way, can confirm that Saturday night's main event is Peacock exclusive. The show has not been on NBC for a little while now, at least through the last 2, I believe, at least. And the next one is also Peacock exclusive.
So Cena's match is not gonna be on open television. That's
a bummer.
Nope.
So I'm gonna have to borrow somebody's credentials to get
so basically his last televised match on regular TV was the one on Monday Night Raw.
The last Raw. Wow. Well, that was on Netflix though, right? Because that's not on television anymore. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's true. Also, yeah.
All right.
Depending on where you are in the country.
Touch back down on the AAA thing and the whitewashing of it, if you will.
I really think they got to make sure they do that right. They really got to do that right, and you can't just have Cena's last appearance be on Peacock.
They can.
They
Again,
can.
every time we say they can't, I just want to remind you
Yeah,
of
I mean, you shouldn't.
Kurt
But
Angle's
they will.
last match. Just remember every
Yeah.
time Kurt Angle's last match, and the guy that beat him,
Baron
was out of the
Corbin.
company 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
I didn't have a problem with Angle doing that for Corbin at the time because, well, I did because I knew how it would turn out. But
yeah,
if
of
I
course,
didn't
it
know
was
how it
bad.
would turn out, Corbin was a good hand. He was a good company man,
A
and
good soldier.
he was a good soldier. And they could have done something with him based off that, and that's how you're supposed to go out. But they weren't. They had Angle
like him.
job
He's
to what
from
they
Kansas
consider
City,
trash,
that's
and
it.
then they threw the trash out, and it all was worthless, which sucks for Angle and Corbin
For everybody, for us
and
too
the
as fans.
fans,
Thank
especially
you. Yeah.
us. The most
So,
important part.
You were saying something, Meef?
Oh yeah, just saying about the triple R thing was
Sí.
obviously I get very protective of these things. My point with it being an Americanized product anyway, just saying it's not really selling its soul because it is the issue of having the WWE talent being the belts, being the main people, like the faces of the show. You still need it to be a Mexican and Latin product throughout
Correct.
the show, and have the dashes of NXT, have the and the thing, and have Raw obviously with Dominic, but also have the WWE Latin America stars coming in. That would be the best way to transition between the product, and you make it a bit more less abrasive, offensive, whichever way you want to go with it. But
Well,
I mean, what we effectively wanted, we wanted triple R, and
Sí.
maybe it's not as chaos because it's chaos is great, but also sometimes you just wanted the American production values and the guys getting paid better, and not having to shit in a bus.
I know. Yes. All I ever wanted was for a Mexican company to have the same production value as WWE. And that was a struggle that I had most of my life. Like, I came in and I went to local wrestling, lucha libre events in my hometown, and they were, just basic shows, right? Like, they were in the municipal gymnasium or whatever. So they wear these, but then I saw on TV AAA, and I was like, wait a minute, we can do that. But then it stayed like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was 94 until like last year for AAA. So I think that they have the production value. But I do gotta say something. They did had a whole span, and I know Justin was complaining about this, but Juan was complaining about this. That the thing was in Spanish, and that he wanted it to have all those people. But I think that's in their mind. That's like, we're keeping it true. I don't know if that's how you do it, evidently, because of course I want people to understand what they're saying, or have like a both broadcast. But
look, I may have been wrong, Tony. The numbers were good. The numbers on they ran it on their regular WWE YouTube, they ran it on WWE Espanol, and they ran it on AAA YouTube, and all of them were doing gangbuster numbers. So maybe I'm wrong, but I just thought, like, part of this whole thing is like, I don't just want WWE to have AAA so they can expand into Latin countries. What I think Meef and I have always been saying is we want the Latin influence to expand into the English-speaking countries. And part of that is like, look, WWE broadcasts in 50 different languages, the main show. Why are we not broadcasting the Spanish show in English? That doesn't make any sense to me.
You don't want the Three Amigos. You want Guillermo del Toro.
Okay, well, I don't know.
I like both.
I like both.
No, yeah. I mean, come on.
It's
there's a
three of
reason
them,
I.
but thank you.
There's a reason I
like-
got into.
It's Cuarón,
There's a reason I got into
Iñárritu,
Mexican culture.
and
but
Del Toro.
Did you see the color of the shape of water? It was a great movie about bestiality.
it was also Splash.
I don't know if that was the heart of that movie, though, Byron. Come on.
No.
well,
Oh yeah,
we
then
got-
why
we
did
got
they
our
do
clip,
this?
Thank you.
That's what his cock looked like.
Yeah, Byron, have you ever seen a turtle's cock?
Jesus.
A what?
Turtles
The
Cup.
turtle? No,
The
I
spirit
haven't.
of Casey lives on.
Just
in the
watch
show.
that.
This is
'cause
what
it does,
always
it comes
happens.
out,
Can we-
and it
can we-
comes
This is
out,
always
and
how this goes.
it fans
Justin,
out
can you
into
bring
a
it up
big
on the screen?
cylinder. It starts doing this. It's
I don't know.
mental.
Okay, I don't know how I'm gonna
Mental.
clip this. Thank you guys.
Anyway,
Anyway,
there we go.
I completely lost what I was gonna say. I'm not gonna. Anyways, well, my point is, if we want
Pure
this
comedy.
to-
Can I make Byron
Yeah.
talk about Hangman now?
Okay, hold on. Let me just go.
I-
Let me. I
Okay.
think
The
the
Hangman.
big
Show
problem,
put respect on his name.
oh fuck me. Thank you. Okay, so the
Yes,
biggest
Tony agrees
problem.
with me.
Yeah, thank you. The biggest problem right now facing for AAA is that Penta got hurt.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be.
I have a
That-
question.
Go ahead.
Penta adjacent. What's up with the Lucha Brothers coming back together in AAA? Like, that's a big AAA draw, but does that, if he doesn't break his shoulder, dislocate his shoulder, would that have is Meef taking his clothes off? That's way distracting
Taking off
for
his
me.
bra without taking his shirt off. That's what just
We're
happened, by the way.
getting
It's
a
absolutely
massive
got
influx of
WWE.
live viewers
You
all
can
of a
take
sudden.
off, like, that was a vest. It's very warm.
So the two different worlds, AAA and WWE. Tony, maybe you would know best. The Lucha Brothers reuniting. What does it mean in both worlds? Is it both good or both bad or what?
You can go back and watch my reaction when I'm explaining to Justin on live on the
You want me
watch
to go back
along.
and rewatch the live show?
Yeah, everybody go back and watch. No, what I'm saying is that I did not like it. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that because immediately I'm like, oh, so the pursuit for the championship, it's over. Like, the Intercontinental, because now Cena has it. So I don't know what's gonna happen now that he's hurt. But I did not like that they were getting them back together. I need Penta to have his own run by himself.
You need Phoenix to have his own run by himself. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but I need
I need
Penta
Phoenix to go back to AEW because he was better off there.
Yeah.
And he's never going to
Well,
make it in
the
WWE.
problem is-
100% way
was
better
the
off. He could have been, he could have
He's
been.
international
pissed.
champion. He was international champion, of course. Yeah, but mostly was Moxley. Wow, is that I made up?
No, Moxley booked that match better than Tony Khan did.
The thing is Phoenix has become a curse in WWE. As soon as they put him together in a tag team with somebody, they have an incident.
Oh wow. Well, he was not in the premises, but
But
anyways.
also, if we're talking about the Penta injury, Sam Adonis, I saw a thing just before I came on, said basically, this is why you don't ignore basic training and you learn how to base properly. You might catch a guy.
I don't know. I don't think it's on anyone's that one. I'm not gonna.
Oh, it's just if they were better. That's my thing. I don't get the whole, but like my thing is in WWE, you see it a fair bit where someone just needed to be just a bit better. Just like a classic thing of a basics thing equals just a kind of let's not do that, or a thought process gets involved. Also, just a thing of I'll throw my body under this just to make sure, or readjust them midair to make sure they don't land.
Well, I don't know. And so besides Penta's, I think that this will be a great moment to have Hijo del Junior del Dr. Wagner the fourth. Step up. Step up and
Saludos, los magníficos.
okay. Step up and be in the mix, because I the whole family, of course, it's great, but I really would like to see him shine here. So that is the opportunity we can have. Justin, you have really good connection. You want to say something?
I was just going to talk. I'm going to move on to the other thing.
Thank you.
Okay. The topic I was going to start with, but Byron wasn't here, and I need to hear Byron's opinion on this because he might be the only person that cares.
We're gonna gang him.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about Samoa Joe as champion, because I think that Samoa Joe is the champion that AEW needs. I think that continuing with Hangman would have been a mistake. I think the surprise of putting it on Samoa Joe works, I think the hook turn works. I think it validates the ops. I think this is the perfect direction. I don't think Hangman should be champ right now. And I don't think he should get it back. I think he should be adjacent to it. I think you should want him to get it back. And I think that's the point. But I don't think he should get the belt back. I think Samoa Joe is the champ you need right now. And the champ you need later is not Hangman. It's going to either be Kenny Omega again or MJF again or somebody else. I don't think it comes back around to Hangman right now. And I don't think it comes back around to Swerve right now either. I don't think they're the guys to lead the company right now. That's my opinion. And I'm sure Byron is going to debate that.
I don't know, but I think if you get the belt back on Swerve, I mean, you're going to want Swerve to have it, but if you get the belt back on him, then you're going to put him in collision with Hangman immediately, and I don't think that's where you want to steer the story. You have to be intentional with all the stuff you do out there. But
can Tony Khan wait a year to make that happen? Like, I want to see that happen.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why you don't want to.
I want it to be.
That's why undeniable. You don't want to do it now because you need to look at Swerve as champ right now would be awesome and that'd be a great moment. But then you got to look at what hand that forces you into, and so you got to prepare for not the next step, the next 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. So yeah, you should definitely hold off on that. I don't think you want to put Hangman and Swerve against each other right now. You've invested so much and you got them in a fresh position with each other. Make all the money you can off of where they are now before you change something up. That's just efficiency and assets and value in your booking. I am a huge Hangman fan. I love everything he's done. I know you guys don't like it, but I think Hangman, his journey and the Death Rider story and Hangman winning was for the majority of AEW fans. That was the return the feeling moment. That's what it was. And it brought AEW back to where the fans would feel good watching the show and were invested in it. But the thing is, when the babyface wins, they become more of a passive character and it's a nice feel good party. And eventually, it's not Hulk Hogan era anymore. When John Cena did the Super Cena, all that stuff invested made a lot of stuff that Cena did later on effective. But the Super Cena build, by that era, fans are tired of it. And he got booed and we all hated it. Now everything he does is great and he'll lose and blah, blah, blah. But you just can't have a babyface on top is tough. I think I agree that the result, all of it, even with Hook, it positioned everyone in the most effective and interesting way. It made Hook interesting. It gave him something.
Yeah. This is the most interested I've ever been in Hook.
The ops, it gave them teeth. They were they did a thing and then they did a turn and they were going to be fodder. And then I wanted Hangman to win. I thought he was going to win, but then the ops would just kind of be tossed to the side. They would be ineffective at that point. They would have been completely
ineffective. And I agree. I actually thought and kind of wanted Hangman to win, but when I saw this, I was just like, this is actually the best piece of booking I think I've seen Tony Khan do in a long time.
Every single person became way more interesting. And then now Hangman gets to go back. I mean, as a babyface, he gets to go back into chase mode, which is the preferred money-making version of every babyface. Tonight on Dynamite, he wore black again. When he had the bug eyes and he was crazy and he was burning down houses, that was the most interesting version of Hangman. And now he's aligned with Swerve, who is also in that mode. That's a whole brand new thing that we need they're aligned, but we don't know how that's going to work out. It's interesting. If you're
all right, let me point out one more thing while my connection's good. And I also want to hear from Jimmy on this one too, because I know he's got a solid opinion. But okay, watching tonight, I feel like I love where they were going with the concept of this Swerve and Hangman kind of being at odds, but being more against Joe right now. I get that. But they're going heel with it. And I don't understand why everyone's got to either be this heelish baby face to have credibility, or they've got to be a cool heel that's likable as a heel. Like, why can't we just have them be good? Why are they hanging guys? Like, why are they doing attempted murders on young boys with chains? Like, I don't understand that from the guys that I want to root for. It does not make me want to root for them. It makes me go, why are you attempting murder on young boys? That's what it does for me.
Justin, as a reminder, AEW is for the sickos. So
you see, he called the hangman. I mean, you had to hang.
Justin, you got salt in your shoes, brother.
You'd be hard pressed to find anyone
God.
who wants a white meat baby face in AEW. So I think that any kind of face that's like what Hangman and Swerve are doing are what people want. And honestly, I'm now going to the whole Hangman Joe of it all, but I agree with Byron. Like, I think that Hangman was the champion, but it was the right time to pull the trigger with Joe winning because, number one, no one really saw it coming, so we got a surprise, which we rarely get in wrestling nowadays. And also, it cut off Hangman from getting to stale because he was the face champion. Like Byron said, it's all in the chase. Joe's always going to be a great heel. He's always going to be a great heel champion. And now that he, unlike his last title run, he's the heel and he has backup, he could play the the scared out of his mind, like talking shit face heel now. So
he does the Twisted Metal character. That's his heel character.
That's right. Yeah.
Here's the thing too. Yeah, here's the thing.
That'd be
you
great.
Can't tell me
the
that the
clown,
tagging wasn't great. They just renewed Twisted Metal for season 3. They still have to shoot it, but this is great promotion for that show because everyone knows that Joe is on that show.
Yeah.
Whether you're a wrestling fan or not, people know who Samoa Joe is, especially if you watch that show.
Now, okay, so
it also means we know his title run is going to be limited because he's going to have to go film in about 5 months.
5 months is a decent reign.
I loved it.
I'll be champion by then.
If you see a reaction, go and check our Instagram. If you see my reaction, I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I popped. Yes, it was fun. However, the only thing that I thought afterwards was like, wait, so isn't this the same thing as the Death Riders minus the briefcase? It's just a group of people holding the belt again. Oh, me.
Well, it's the world champ and the trios champ. That's a very literal connection.
Yeah, I know. I understand. But it was fresh that they took it from him. It was good that they made everybody else more interesting. However, is it going to be? Am I going to be in February just fucking tired of it really quick? Because it's basically the same thing as we were living through last.
I gotta dispute that though. I have to dispute that because Joe is proud of the belt. He was out there holding both the belts and showing them off, and he is violent and mean out of pride for the championship. He honors the championship with his vile evilness. He's always been that guy, and he's a guy who held the TNA title for a record number of days, and then he was the Ring of Honor champion for a record number of days. And people who only know him from WWE are missing out on the fact that this dude was a killer before there was a bloodline. He was the evil Samoan for a long time, and he was the badass that was running wrestling in every single company. And now for him late in his career to have one more go at it, I think is totally different than Moxley. The reason why I didn't like the Moxley thing is it felt like, okay, Mox is just getting his turn to be Roman Reigns. He's like just trying to stick it to Vince and show Vince that he can do his version of the evil heel on top, who's hiding the belt and this, that, and the other thing. And they didn't really explain it. I completely understand Samoa Joe and why Samoa Joe is doing it. It's purely ego. It's this guy saying, I might be old, but you can't take me down. I'm a fucking badass, and I've been here since the start. Let me see one of you guys knock me off the hill.
Yeah, I think like how I mentioned Hangman was the return the feeling champion, that it's not so much like a flag on him. It's like a changeover in AEW programming, and there was a perceived issue. There was an issue or whatever with AEW creative and story. And so the Death Riders were kind of a reset. And that was basically them choking out the enjoyment of AEW until fans and the baby faces or whatever could finally push through. And so they're depriving you of enjoying the world champion for so long, and then that makes the finish so much better. However, along the way, it did kind of suck, but the ending was awesome. But that said, you can have your opinions of it, but I think when Hangman won, it's a different era, and heel champions are not going to be Death Rider Reigns. To Justin's point, they're going to be entertaining heel champions. You're going to have entertaining babyface champions, and now it's going to be more of a fun and entertaining AEW main event program.
Just to touch on what Tony said. Tony, you mentioned that this is kind of a repeat of the Death Rider situation. It is, but it isn't, in my opinion. It is in the sense that, like, yes, you have the leader of a stable, basically touting being the champion and having everyone else, having all the stablemates protecting him. While that part's the same, how many champions in AEW are in a stable? It's basically like New Japan, where you have to take that part as like a grain of salt, because like everyone's going to have backup at some point, because there are like 40 people in the Don Callis family. You have Ricochet stable, you have the conglomeration. Like, no matter what, you're going to run into a champion, whether it's face or heel, that's in the stable. So I think this is just how AEW is going to operate. It's just more about how the ops will differentiate themselves from the Death Riders.
Yeah, but then it becomes the formula of the entire show is that every single championship is held by somebody with a stable. I think that's what the formulaic issue is. I think what Tony might have the problem with.
It's the heels cheat to win.
But also, just going back,
because
firstly, Moxley, the interview with Stone Cold is the exact thing you ever need to watch about him and why everything was mediocre and shit. Because he is human beige. But back to Hangman, we all look at these again.
The Hangman.
The Hangman. The problem with modern, or this era, really, maybe I don't know, is everybody keeps on using this phrase. The money's in the chase. Everything's in the chase. It's wonderful. It's magical, and that is the story. But the problem is every fucker who it's like a dog chasing a tire that's attached to a car. They get the tire and they go under it and they come out of it worse. That's what keeps happening. Jey Uso, you got the Sami Zayn.
Jey Uso, oh my god!
But every
you can't compare anyone in the upper mid card or higher to Jey Uso.
Hangman gets the title. Was this the second time he's getting the title and taken away from him because it's mediocre and terrible? Cody Rhodes. Fuck me, they couldn't. Like 2 weeks, they were ready to get that motherfucker out of the building. Like, this is the problem. You're okay doing. Oh yeah, you create a story where this guy's like a little wimpy kind of. It's magical for him. He's finally got he's won the title. But then everybody has this view of him, which is like, oh, okay, he's got the title, and now what's he doing? And then he just does these terrible cycles with a guy programmed for a couple of weeks, because WWE has a pay-per-view every 3 weeks. And but what they'll do is they'll just keep doing, after maybe they'll have a guy in between, they'll go back to the guy. And this is the problem. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. The thing in the and it's a classic way of telling story, but we need to move on. We need to find new ways to do things. Things work. But the whole problem is that they're creating guys and you're creating these stories with these guys to chase, and it's all in the chase, and that's magical and wonderful. But you are backing yourself into a fucking corner. Yeah. Because once they get the title, they're stood there, and it's like they're stood there with the bollocks out.
It's all a Rocky movie. The face has to have something to prove.
No, but you could believe Rocky was a badass and he would go on to do other things, and his defenses would be with all these other guys. It's just like great. Once you get the payoff, there is nothing after.
Meef, what do you think?
There's a payoff after Rocky. There's more Rockies.
Meefloaf, Joe. Hi.
Yeah.
What do you think about DDP? Was it his world title or United title? When he was the People's Champion in WCW, when he was the one throwing out challenges.
My fandom is fandom. I was a Raven guy. I don't like DDP.
Okay.
I like DDP. Thank you for the DDP yoga.
I love
bro. appreciate
DDP.
it.
I love DDP as a human. He's one of the greatest humans that ever existed.
Yeah.
I didn't
But-
want to be in the same screen
but-
and not say that.
But
I love
I'm just about to
DDP.
say,
But what about that
when it comes-
booking?
when it comes to certain things, wrestling
Is that-
and things like that,
is that
I
book-
hate
do you
Hulk
remember that
Hogan, it
booking?
was this thing. Yeah, I remember that booking, but remember I came in that weird time, like
I don't know what you did with your
96,
life.
97. Mine's 96,
I remember how
97
you
is when
got
I
your
came
name,
to
and
the-
that's about it. I have a lot going on.
Well, just so we can move on or go on to the other part of things. Like my biggest problem with Hang'em Adam Page is that either you're cow punching or hanging motherfuckers. Decide. You cannot have both jobs. That I know the life, and that's not it. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Justin, do you have anything else you want to add?
No.
No. Okay.
He's
good.
afraid to talk
There's
bad
a
about the
connection.
Hangman.
Wait, there it is. Oh, yeah. No, I don't get it. I mean, I get Hangman, but also what is missing from Hangman is the machine. I need the machine to oil the wheels on
Brian
Hangman.
Cage?
No, not that machine. Like the machine that I feel isn't at AEW sometimes.
Kane.
Yeah.
That's what
Like,
he means.
I want him to get some promo work in. I
He
like
needs
his
some
promos,
aura
but
built up.
No, porque después
Yeah.
empieza el vato a decir pendejadas en la televisión, güey, y luego, you know what I mean.
See,
see,
Thank you, everybody.
that's for Dodge.
That was perfect. That's gonna be our actual reel.
I thought you were
Thank
just supposed to respond to this with way.
Huevo.
Huevos, huevos.
all right. So let's do some pops and drops. Let's do some pops and drops here.
I have some shit.
Oh boy, Byron
Minutes.
came with some stuff. We love
I
it when
did
Byron's
homework.
got some pops and
He's
drops.
got stuff, but if they're actually, half decent, it'd be different stuff.
Pops, Japanese women's wrestling. Drops,
Go ahead, Byron.
American wrestling.
Go for
Byron
one.
Schultz.
Give me
Oh,
one.
oh, for real?
Let's see if it's any good.
Okay, so here's something, and this is an AW thing, and sorry guys, it's going to be negative. I don't want to bum you guys
Oh,
out.
good.
So it's a drop.
that- This is a drop.
Okay.
This might be a pop for you guys because I'm saying something negative about AEW booking.
Give me a pop for me.
So you could pop.
I just said I
your
love the
pop
Samoa
is what
Joe
I'm
thing. I'm not
saying.
being negative.
Your pop is my drop. Is me doing anyway. So basically, here's a sequence of events. You have the pay-per-view on Saturday. It was a lot of exhausting fun. By the way, you really gotta, if you watch AEW pay-per-view, if they're not gonna change their philosophy on the length, you gotta do your own intermission. You just have to pause in the middle, refuel, get ice cream, do whatever you have to do, and then come back fresh. Watch the
That ice
second
cream
half.
thing was pointed out to me earlier today that is like
Yes.
a must.
It helps. Anyways, Okada comes out.
Some of us
He
can't
has
do
this-
that when we're doing a live watch along.
That's
I
why
mean,
I
I
didn't do
did.
the live watch
I
along.
was
I did-
supposed
I
to
did-
do
all
that.
the
I
work
didn't
here in this
physically
place.
leave, but I
Thank
did
you. You got the
mentally.
2 hours
Mexican
into it,
doing
I
most
would
of
have
the
been
work
dead
here.
in my
Come on.
chair. So that Okada comes out, he has a great match. He has his unified belt. They don't bring out the other two because they're sometimes they do the Roman with the 3 belts thing. That's weird, but they had a clear story, clear vision where he had a match. He had the unified belt. He won, and he showed the unified belt, and he and the belt looked cool. Okada is at the top of his game. And he refined a bunch of American wrestling attributes and characteristics, and now he's put it all together. Just in time for another tournament. It's awesome. And then Tuesday, they start a pre-order at midnight for the Unified Replica Championship. It's probably like one of the best replicas you can buy. That means it's also way more expensive than a lot of people want to spend on something. But and that's cool. And it even hooked me for a minute. I'm like, oh, this looks really cool. And it was important on Saturday. And this means it's important. I kind of want it now. And I kind of think Okada and the belt is a really cool thing. And then I'm watching the show tonight. And the first fucking segment, he walks out with an international title, the other belt. And they say he gave up this belt. And no one mentioned the unified belt, which is up for sale. It's up for pre-order now.
No, they did, Byron. They did. They said
the unified?
So the reason that their reasoning is that because it is the Continental Classic tournament, the belt is temporarily not unified because they're not gonna get it out till the end of the
I think they
tournament.
established that last year.
Yeah. So he doesn't
Barely.
have the unified belt anymore. It's pre-sale. The pre-sale's open till like another week or so. They're trying to sell a fucking thing.
But he
that they
doesn't not
just-
have the belt either. If he wins the tournament, it's still unified.
He
No,
has
but
the title.
He doesn't
He has
have the Continental belt now. So the unified belt doesn't exist unless the two are together, which means the belt they're trying to sell, they took off TV. Whatever dance you guys are talking about, they took the thing they're selling off fucking TV when they
Not
put it
saying
up
you're
for
wrong.
sale.
Not saying you're wrong, but not saying you're
That's
wrong.
my
but,
point.
like,
That's what I'm
the
saying.
reasoning is
The two things
ludicrous.
together, you have the third thing that they're selling. They took that away while they're selling it. It doesn't make fucking sense. That's not how you run a fucking company.
It
or
makes
a
sense if you
business.
also looked at the additional part of that sale, Byron, which is if you purchase the Continental belt, you get 50% off either the international title or the TBS championship.
No. You get the TNT or TBS, which are two belts that they're probably not.
Oh,
moving. They're
TNT,
trying
yeah.
to clear some stuff. Those belts, by the way, I have the red belt TNT and I have the world belt. And the AEW replicas are among the best that you can find. That are from official replica belts, and they're probably among the best value for the dollar. However, because if you were to get a WWE replica belt that was the same quality, it would cost a lot more. However, WWE offers replica belts at a price point that people are actually willing to pay and that are much more affordable, and maybe you don't need them to be as good. You know, not everyone needs to drive a Lexus. So
Well, that actually segues to my drop, by the way.
Thank
Go
God,
ahead.
Jim.
My drop is Ricochet winning a damn title. Like, do we need another belt in AEW? Like, we're
He just is gonna go back on this.
we're going. I mean,
We'll
I've
see.
been gone, but like, hey, the champion was just crowned, and Byron is talking about the lunacy going on with the unified Continental International title, and you're going to throw another belt into the mix. Like, why? Why do you need to have so many champions? I mean, what's going to be next? The AEW Strong title? By the way, Tony, if you're watching, give me credit for that if you create that title.
I think New Japan, they're pulling back on their American programming, which they probably should have done a while ago when AEW just stepped on their whole American market. But I think they're going to be, over the course of the next January 4th shows, the Wrestle Kingdom shows, between them and their Stardom Strong Belt. I think they're going to be absorbing the strong belts. I think they're going to be doing the opposite of AEW and consolidating their belts. But I see the Ricochet belt. I feel like they're currently promoting that belt well, and they put it on Ricochet, which is a good move for that belt now. But and maybe the plan is to have him go off and do interesting, different things, and it'll have its own identity. He'll defend it on different independents. Again, that's what the international belt was supposed to be.
Exactly. They defended the international
Pacific
title.
Atlantic belt or something. Yeah, but it's like,
But
okay,
this is part
in
of the
6
problem.
months, where is it going
Like,
to land?
When AEW is good, like with Joe winning the heavyweight title right now, is when there is this parity. Like AEW does all this parity. The wins and losses are very equal. Like everybody's got to get their moment. Like Mark Briscoe was losing for a while, but now he's on a win streak. You know, like the parity is part of what makes AEW good. But if you're going to do that, then the belts have to move around. You can't have these long-time champions and then have all this parity in the division, because then it basically means that all these guys that are trading wins are jobbers, whether they're getting wins or not, because the belts are never in play. And even though the belts are just props, like if I have a feud between two guys going back and forth forever, and yeah, it's just they have to make up their mind. They're either doing the WWE type thing like they did with the Death Riders, and they're having some villain at the top that just holds the belt like Roman forever, and then you're building baby faces off of it to try to build something for the future. You're either doing that, or you're doing the parity thing where everybody is equal and anybody could win on any given day. Like we can't have, like, I love Okada, but Okada can't be holding up 5 belts. It doesn't make any sense, because then you do have to create another belt for a Ricochet. And then he's got to pass it to Kevin Knight or Speedball or whoever the hell he's going to pass it to.
That's what I'm saying. Saturday, it made sense. Okada had his forever belt because you love seeing Okada as a champion and winning tournaments. As a mark who loves watching him grow up and succeed in New Japan, fine, he can have that. And then you make another belt that the wrestlers can wrestle for. Ricochet has that. Fine. Now, once it comes along, who knows? Now there's 15 belts in tournament, and what matters?
I actually like the belt that Ricochet got. So
it looks cool. A lot of people are saying
it
looks like a belt, and it actually looks like about 15 other belts that Milliken made for companies. By the way, Milliken is a scumbag, and he owes double-digit people, collectors, who've paid him thousands or tens of thousands of dollars for belts. This guy is a fucking dirtbag businessman. All these people have been owed belts that they paid in full for like over 10 years. He doesn't fulfill their sales. He'll make belts for Jericho's stupid fucking cruise. He'll make belts for all these different companies, vanity belts for whatever, but he won't actually fulfill customers' orders because he's a fucking dirtbag. He'll burn in hell, and he owes a bunch of people a lot of money. Fuck that guy. If you see him at a convention, spit in his face. Anyways, what were we talking about?
We're at Pops and Flops. I forgot where.
Well, that was your drop, Byron.
That was my drop. Is Byron talking fucking forever about belts?
Everyone's talking about it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give you my drop this week. My drop is actually Tony Storm being the one to go over in that women's tag match, whatever that should have probably not even been on the pay-per-view. I didn't even understand what was going on there. I was like, is this the championship or what?
Yeah, we're having so lost on this. That was crazy.
We're having a four-way and a long one at that on an overblown pay-per-view that is deciding a stipulation for some other important moment, and we're having Toni Storm win it, which makes me feel like she's not going to win the whole other thing, which makes me also not interested in the whole other thing. Like, it was just a fail of booking, in my opinion. Everything they did with that match, and I love seeing the girls get time on TV, but that's not how I want to see it. I want it to make sense. And on top of that, the other fail was the other match that wasted my time, which was Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly. What was the point of that? Like, literally, you could have listened to this show last week and it was the exact same as watching that match. We said exactly what was going to happen there. Total waste of space.
I feel Kyle O'Reilly got that moment, a better moment at Blood and Guts. And if you want to have him win and get hurt, it's in a fucking double cage match. Have him win that, and then he can't do the C2. It was total redundancy. Kyle O'Reilly showed no babyface fire in his new serious character in that match, which saddened me. It was just
and Byron's a fan, so like, you know, if Byron's saying it, like, it just didn't quite work. And don't get me wrong, I gave the pay-per-view a B rating. Like, I didn't dislike the pay-per-view, but those two things wasted my time. The other stuff on the pay-per-view was great. That stuff didn't do it for me. So it's not that I'm dissing AEW.
It throws at the window the idea that we had. What happened today at Dynamite, that Moxley wins, it throws away the idea that he was going to lose, and then now they just have him go against Claudio immediately. The fuck? What is even? Oh God, I was kind of falling asleep trying to watch it and stuff, but when I saw that, I was like, oh boy, what is going on now, man?
And I feel like when they do that, they're just taking my time away from me. I don't feel entertained at all. I feel like they're sucking my time away and they're making me not like wrestling when I want to like it, when I'm liking everything else going on the show. And then they do those things and it's like, guys, just at least make it make sense.
When you do a super long pay-per-view, people are going to start looking at matches that they're like, I don't need to watch this tonight. I can watch this on a Wednesday.
Yeah, you're calling attention to it by cramming it in there. So anyway, that's my drop of the week. Meefloaf, if you have a drop? Besides hating Byron?
Well, it's not, and AEW in general. No, is if you're going to go on podcasts and whinge about stuff, you should probably not continue to enable the person you're whinging about to do horrible behavior, and just fucking name them.
Oh, Becky Lynch, that you're not naming?
Yeah. And then Seth Rollins was whinging about somebody else, and it was like, well, then just fucking name him Seth. And then he was whinging about people. Oh God, what was it? He was whinging about people. People have got to have an opinion on stuff. From Seth Rollins, the man who literally has an opinion on Pebbles, and goes on a podcast to tell people about Pebbles and why he's better than Pebbles. Because you got to get that point in, that he's got to mention that he's better than Pebbles.
This is where Casey would chime in with a drop that his drop would be Seth Rollins' nude photos that leaked.
If you guys
That's
aren't
what Casey
following
would say.
Meefloaf on Twitter, by the way, or X, whatever
Yeah.
we're calling it now, you need
Twitter.
to be doing that.
Follow me on everything.
It's me
Follow
screaming
Lucha.
about football.
Don't forget Lucha Leather.
Okay, so guys, I don't know if you've seen this, but Andrade, breaking news. Can I get
He was on?
Can I get
thing,
the ticketer that says break? Never mind. So he was on Deport TV, which is a TV Azteca program. They don't have any wrestling right now going on. So this is a pure sports show. And he just... wow, thank you. I felt for a second that was the sound in the...
It was better the second time for sure.
Thank you. I felt it was like in the Twilight Zone where the kid had the powers.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Right. Anyway, so he was talking about the clause. He said, and I'm gonna try to translate as best as I can. Andrade mentioned that his lawyer, which not the same that he was sharing with Charlotte Flair during their marriage, did not detect their one non-compete clause for 1 year, and after his debut at AEW, we already know this. After his debut at AEW, WWE contacted him and made it valid. He also said that his lawyers are looking into negotiations with WWE to have a closer date so that he can come back to wrestle. Because said clause, it is valid globally. Oh, I don't know if that's enforceable. Globally, I don't know.
Yeah, you go to Australia. What are their courts going to do about a contract he had in America?
That's what I'm saying. Like you cross.
Yeah.
I mean, in Mexico, we do have agreements, international agreements with the United States. I do think that that's a possibility. However, that I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, well, this is the thing about contracts, that there's a burden of proof. The problem, however, is that it is enforceable globally because they have an arbitration clause here in America. So if he breaks it globally, they can force him into arbitration in America, and America will decide the enforcement of what he was doing globally because of how the arbitration clause is set up. And this is another part of the problem with these contracts. They're not fair. This is why wrestlers need a union, period.
You can write whatever you want into a contract. It doesn't mean it's legal.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. But WWE has a lot
more
more ability to enforce the legality of it if it goes into arbitration instead of open court. And it has to go to arbitration first.
But then again, he will be Mexican in an American court. So, yeah, that's going to be very difficult for him.
I said just take him to court. Fuck him. And he will literally fuck him.
Well, we'll
get
see.
a nice payout.
Well, that's the thing. He doesn't have to take him to court. He has to break it, and they have to take.
Well, he kind of already did that, and they didn't take him to court immediately. They just call him. Apparently, that's what he's saying. So
and now he's afraid.
Hardcore double down.
This is what they do.
Down on the human rights issues and do that way.
But then again,
he's doing the right thing. He's doing the right thing. He's trying to use the public scandal to negotiate a better timeline, because realistically, if he goes to court, it's 3 to 8 years of his life before he wins that case.
Well, if you go to court, doesn't it just expire after 1 year? I mean, you can take them to court. It's still it happened. It's not does he prescribe it because it's I don't know. I think that's
it's not an injury clause.
Right.
But what's the point of going to court and getting out of it if he can't also sue them for money, when it's going to take him time and money to do it for 3 to 8 years, when he's going to be out of it in 1 year? There's no benefit to him to fight it.
Well, he should just wait the year and then still do it anyways.
Me personally,
Wh-
I'd be wrestling everywhere
He
and
just
anywhere right now. Tell 'em to
Works
fuck off.
out, gets big, do
But
some
I
where's
yoga.
his money
I will be
coming
burning
from
the
to
place to
fight
the ground.
a multi-billion-dollar corporation?
Another
Go
thing to
wrestle.
consider, like what Meef
Yeah.
said,
Go wrestle
well,
in
why doesn't he
AEW.
just?
See what the fuck happens.
Yeah,
Just
Meef
go
said,
wrestle in AEW and see what the fuck happens, because nothing will
But-
fucking happen. Because
but
it
here's
can't.
the
'Cause it's
thing.
all on legal bullshit.
WWE, their lawyers.
Well, I'm happy I
They
brought
already
this up.
own AAA. They already own TNA, more or less. And who knows how much further they're maybe evolve. Their reach goes so far that they can, in addition to lawsuits, they can also just kind of blacklist you, at least among like a third of the companies, if not more, that could book
Yeah,
you.
this is what happened
Byron,
to
if you look-
happened to Frank Shamrock and those guys that won that UFC case, and they won it, but it took them what 8 to 10 years.
It's a different
They
era.
won. They absolutely won. Their careers also were completely ended.
Yeah.
Andrade can go wrestle in Australia for a shitload of money. That
It's
company
a
in
tough
Australia
call, is all
will
I'm
pay him.
saying. I hope he fights it, but I can see why he's not fighting it, and I can't blame him.
Oh, the other thing as well is if you're doing the public thing and saying, "Look, I'm trying to come
Did it-
to some reasonable agreement," it looks better for him on paper. etc.
Did everyone did their pops and drops? Is that-
No, Jimmy.
Oh, pops.
Jimmy. Okay.
Oh, you mean
Did
my
we do
drop
pop
or
shit?
my pop? I don't
Drop.
even-
Your pop.
How about your drop and your pop, and then we'll
did
go
his
because I have
pop.
a pop.
I
Still
did
too.
my drop already.
Oh, you
Yeah,
did
but
your
Mine
drop.
was the
He did, yeah.
was the
Belts.
Yes.
the my drop was talking about a new belt in AEW, but I'll do my pop also.
Yeah.
Just because it's holiday week, just so much is going on. But like the one
Genocide week.
pretty funny online. I will say that her posts on social media across multiple platforms, Becky Lynch, she's kind of her style of posts kind of mimic a certain polarizing character, and I like how she's leaning into it because she's just making it more obvious. At some point, I would love to see hats that say, like, make Becky win again. Orange
I mean,
hats.
the cadence in the promo I thought was like dead on. So
Not
she
subtle.
nailed it.
So what you're saying
It's
is
not
Becky Lynch
subtle
is having
at
a
all.
single original idea. Got it.
Not many things in wrestling are original anymore.
Most of them are not.
Chris
We'll
Jericho's
see.
entire career is ripping off pop culture than other wrestlers going, he's so smart and creative.
If she pushes it far enough to make Meef like it, then it's a total success.
She did
Yeah.
that one promo and she should have stayed with that attitude, but no, back to doing the whiny, can't wrestle horseshit her entire career's been built around.
And it's working.
Clip it.
It doesn't matter if it's good or not. It's still
You
working.
clip it and then I'll get absolutely murdered by WWE fans and Becky Lynch fans.
That's okay. You can take it.
Fantastic.
Somebody's got to be the heel.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah, I
funny
know.
that she complained about that this is an obvious complaint about how she won at WrestleMania, and then like the very next week she has to sell a stupid little punch from what's her name, from a wrestler. I'm not even going to mention her name because I can't remember it
Maxine?
because it's not worth it. No,
Yeah.
no,
I know what
not
you're talking about. I'm
Maxine.
not going to mention the name either.
Oh.
So, anyway, so like,
Oh.
so then she has to come and like sell a punch, which is this lady's finish, which is probably because I was a fan of hers in NXT, but she didn't grow at all, and she also turned out to kind of have a shitty attitude, which is why she got, she's out of the business now. But yeah, she's like the biggest.
Oh, Mandy Rose.
The lowest point of my career was winning at WrestleMania, then having to like sell for her and work a program with her, of all people, the very next week. And then that person made a reply on Twitter. For some reason, the algorithm put it in my feed. And I'm thinking, who cares what this lady has to say at all? That's just so funny. She's just so... she's so irrelevant. And she was trying to like still come out on top over it. And it's just...
What's your pop, Byron?
My pop is the C2. I think it's interesting they're going into it with storylines. Normally the tournament's based off the New Japan G1. The tournament starts interesting storylines and competitions that carries to the main show of the year, and they're entering with a lot of strong storylines, and there's a very strong field, and the matchups are all going to be clean, decisive, like bold choices with bookings, and it's, there's no halfway about it. Someone has to win. So like, I'm enjoying it. I thought most of it was great this Wednesday. The finish to Orange and the Swiss man Claudio was good, but I'm also like, them fighting each other isn't novel to me anymore. But everything else about the C2 has been great, and I'm so excited it's C2 season. That's my pop.
All right.
I still have
Meef,
45
do you have
minutes
anything
left
that
on
you
it, but
liked?
you guys could take it.
Did you like something, Meef?
No.
Great. Moving on. Tony, what'd you like?
I don't know. First I have to. My pop will be that we did that watch along, and the people stayed with us through the whole thing. I want to thank the maniacs. No. Okay, I won't do it again.
They're denizens of deliciousness.
Oh,
we're the denizens of deliciousness.
Because it's
we're the delicious daddies.
Oh,
we're the delicious daddies. You're right.
Yeah, you need some Mexican people.
We're the delicious daddies. They're the denizens of deliciousness.
Print the new
and everything
t-shirts.
is
Okay. I think that was the pop. We had a good time. I mean, it was very long, definitely. But the things that came out of it were pretty fun. And I kind of have a hopeful pop, I think. For what I watched today, because I was like seriously taking battling between staying up and taking a nap, because I had a lot to do, as Byron can attest, that I've been doing calls since like fucking 7 a.m. Anyways, they didn't have Mercedes on the show, so I think that they're gonna do a more women focused show tomorrow, that I didn't know that they had Collision tomorrow. So that's what I think is gonna happen. Hopefully they will, and then they just had Statlander like interview. So hopefully tomorrow will be a more women based show. That's those. I think that's all the pops that I have.
Oh,
Tony,
I do have a
question. Tony, question. With the C2 coming in, do you see AEW keeping the balance that they at Full Gear? They had a really strong balance.
Me vale verga el C2. Okay.
C2?
See, I don't know what I have never even watched that, so I don't know what the fuck you mean.
It's the tournament, but do you think the tournament's going to make the shows male heavy, or are they going to still keep it?
I don't know. I feel like we have two tournaments at the same time right now, right?
Yeah,
we do. We have a women's tag tournament for AEW too.
Is that ever going to end? I thought that tournament was ending last Saturday. This is how that you. And Justin did too. Justin
we all sat there.
Absolutely.
You can watch us in real time while we lose interest on the outcome of the match, because we realized that the match did not have any real stakes. It was funny because they were like, okay, so four women there. Yeah. Okay, bump.
All right, so let me give you my runner-up pop of the week was Mr. Iguana and Lola Vice. They are just over, and I love to see it, and the crowd was into it, and they are super duper stars. But not my pop of the week. My pop of the week is 133% Kyle Fletcher. I just like what he did at the pay-per-view was great. What he did tonight was great. Like the Briscoe match was phenomenal. That match stole the show for me. And
great.
Every time the kid's just getting it right now. Don't get me wrong. He may have, almost killed Adam Cole. he may have made some mistakes along the way. He got that janky ring for everybody down in Australia. Like, he's had some slips. He's had some bad moments. But I got to tell you, I love where this kid's headed. He makes me excited to watch the show. I want to see where his storylines go. I like him being involved on a regular basis. He's kind of anchoring he's anchoring the bad quarter hours and he's making them good. He's taking that time slot that nobody wants, that like pre 9 p.m. slot a lot of nights, and he's making it into something. So my pop of the week is just straight up Kyle Fletcher. I'm loving that.
I have a
kid,
Kyle
and
Fletcher
I
question.
want to see him. Yeah, go for it.
Kyle Fletcher, the name itself to me sounds like an accountant that used to get beat up in high school all the time. He also has a dope ass nickname, the Protostar. He sounds like a kid who would have gotten beat up by me, someone who wouldn't be able to beat up anyone. But that's not who he is. How do you feel about the name? Do you think it would benefit him to go by just like Protostar instead of Kyle Fletcher?
Protostar is a
Or do you have a better name, idea? Or is it the era of...
I don't think it's time to come up with gimmicks for anyone right now.
No.
It's not the era of gimmicks. Just call him Fletch.
You know what I think about it, Byron? I've got the perfect idea for it. I think that what we should do is stay calm and stay in the mix.